morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. My name is Andrew Grosset and welcome to another edition of Rise and Grind. Today I want to talk to you about putting the P in your plan. In other words, what's the point? What's the point to your journey? What's the point to your life? What's the point to your existence if you have one? What's the point to your journey? It seems like a fairly obvious question to ask that means you probably assume that everybody has an answer. But in my experience of speaking to people about their goals, about their reasons as to why they're doing stuff, a lot of the times it's one of the bits that gets overlooked. People don't get specific about their goals, that's why they don't achieve them. People don't get specific about where it is they want to get to, that's why they never get going. Ironically, it's the crux of it all. It's the bit you need to focus on, it's the bit you need to pay attention to, it's the bit you need to have as clear as day at the forefront of your mind. When you have colonels and going into war and they've got commands over these vast armies, they have the point of the battle completely clear in their head. And it's so clear that no matter what goes on around them, no matter how much chaos is ensued upon them, that they never forget it. And this is why it's the crux of your journey. This is why it's the crux of everything. Because if you forget it, then you lose your momentum. If you forget it, then you lose your power. If you forget it, then you lose your reason for moving forward. You've got to put the P in your plan, but you've also always got to remember the P in your plan. No matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much challenge is thrown against you, that P, the point, the reason as to why you're moving, that P, that's the bit. That's the bit that keeps that vision through the cloud clear. That's the bit that doesn't allow you to become blindfolded by noise and doubt and worry and fear. You've got to make sure you've got the P to your plan. You've got to make sure you've got the point. I was speaking to a gentleman a little while ago, and he was talking to me about why he just constantly getting into trouble, why he was constantly getting into local scrapes, problems, issues, police issues. And when he was going through these things, nothing was his fault. He hadn't set out of his house with the agenda of getting into trouble. And after he'd finished talking, and after he finished going through all of his bits and bobs and things like that, and this and that had gone on, and everything he was saying to me was, it's not my fault, it's not my fault, it's not my fault. I didn't ask for all of this to go around, that was going on around me, to happen to me. I simply said to him when he finished, but you never asked for it not to. When I was younger, my uncle used to recite this story to me, something that I've always held true and something I will teach to my kids as well. And he said to me quite simply, he goes, Andrew, if you come out of your house with somewhere to go, no one can convince you to go anywhere. If you come out of your house with nowhere to go, everything seems like a good idea. This is what I had to break down to this young gentleman. He had no point to his plan. His plan was simply to come out of his house. He had no point. There was no point to him coming out of his house. Therefore, the world happened to him once he stepped outside. The world is full of distractions and things that are going to detract you away from what it is that you want to do. If you have it crystal clear in your head, the point of which you're heading to, combined with last week's, the why you are doing it, no one can distract you from the path of which you are traveling to. No one can take your focus away from what it is that you are planning to do. That's me out for this week. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much apologies for the other week. I was away on holiday and the Wi-Fi in the hotel was far from reliable, so therefore it meant I ended up skipping a week. That won't happen again. We're setting up systems in which place to stop that from going on, so we can keep these things going on. They're helping me out as much as I hope they're helping you too. In the meantime, as I said before, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. You can also catch me up on Snapchat. But yeah, as usual, in the meantime, stay strong and stay focused.